Thanks for joining us on Kings Highway. Today we're going to take a walk around the Railway Museum of Eastern Ontario, located in Smiths Falls, Ontario. Smiths Falls is located about an hour west of Ottawa and about 45 minutes north of Highway 401. And as in the case of a railway museum, it is also accessible by via rail on their route between Toronto and Ottawa or Ottawa and Toronto. Smiths Falls is not only a railway town, it's also a Canadian Pacific railway town. Aside from being one of the largest and longest employers in Smiths Falls, the railway, particularly the CPR, has left its mark on the town. In 1919, CPR employees formed the Recreation Club. By 1925, the company had developed a 13-acre site located at the corner of Elmsley and Cornelia Streets. The CPR recreation grounds consisted of walkways, a clubhouse, a bandstand, lighted tennis courts, and play structures. A baseball park and bleachers were constructed, and eventually a covered grandstand was installed. In the 1930s, over 2,000 people would attend games with attendance overflowing onto Elmsley Street. Around the same time as the Recreation Club was established, the Canadian Pacific Railway employed 3 surgeons with regular practice in Smiths Falls. Doctors Gray, Anderson, and Ferguson were called in on rotation and paid by the CPR on a fee system. They provided first aid training, gave medical examinations to employees, and were on call to CPR management throughout the day. By 1935, no less than 6 railway unions met monthly in Smiths Falls. In the 1950s, the market at the corner of Market and William Streets was home to the CPR Veterans Club, a prestigious spot for engineers, firemen, conductors, and supervisors to socialize. At one time, it was said you couldn't throw a stone more than 10 feet without hitting a railroader. Even today, many families are proud to boast of their railway heritage. Some of the earliest businesses in Smiths Falls catered to the needs of the railway. McGilvery's, established in the 1860s, purchased and sold the railway ties. Bell's Jewelry Store opened in 1873 and became the watch repair department for the Canadian Pacific Railway. In an advert, the company boasts, "Being a CPR watch inspector of 5 divisions, catering to some 100 men gives us a system whereby every customer's work receives the greatest care." Later, Phillips Jewelers on Russell Street East took over the contract, stating, "It was business, and in those days, it was a little prestigious." Kerfoot's Book and Stationery, located at 25 Beckworth Street North, was the CPR telegraph agent from 1896. The Standard Fuel Company, originating in 1918, established coal yards along the CPR track and became the sole distributor for the town and district. John E. Joint, ice dealer, supplied ice year-round to the Canadian Pacific Railway. Even into the later part of the 20th century, many Smiths Falls businesses relied on the efficiency and cost-effectiveness of the railway. Lumber shipments arrived by rail from the West Coast. The Canadian Pacific Railway was an amalgamation of many smaller railways across Canada. The Canada Central Railway, formerly the Brockville and Ottawa Railway, and the Ontario-Quebec Railway became subsidiaries of CPR in 1881, with a 999-year lease. In 1885, Smiths Falls was chosen to be a division point on CPR's main line from Montreal to Toronto. Land was needed to expand the new division point. the company purchased several lots from John McGill Chambers and his wife Mary Elizabeth for $2,000 in July of 1886. A roundhouse and a new depot building were soon constructed to replace the old Canada Central Railway buildings. So they used to run these things out to fight fire.
They're part of the community, right?
Geographically, Smiths Falls was a perfect choice for a divisional point, with lines eventually running north, east, south, and west. At the time of construction between Montreal and Smiths Falls, the company looked to municipalities for financial assistance. After holding a public vote, Smiths Falls gave the Canadian Pacific Railway $25,000, and with the completion of the main line in 1887, the future of the town seemed secure. After a right-of-way dispute with Grand Trunk Railway was settled in 1898, all western traffic over the CPR track went through Smiths Falls. 23 trains ran through Smiths Falls on a daily basis. Growth of the CPR in Smiths Falls was rampant. By 1913, personnel located at Smiths Falls included a locomotive foreman, yard master, express office staff, and first superintendent, J.R. Gillian. The dental car program, inaugurated in 1931, ran until the final car was retired in 1977. Throughout those 46 years, at least 19 dentists worked on the cars that serviced the northern communities along CPR and later Canadian National Rail lines. Canadian National Railways added their dental car in 1951. Dr. A.D. McLean was the first Canadian National Railways dentist. Dental cars ran on both rail lines from 1951 until 1971. Canadian National ran a dental car until 1977. The CPR dental car was a converted sleeper car called the Welsford. After its conversion, it was split into two parts. The first half was Dr. Brownlow's clinic and the health nurse's room. The second half was the Brownlow's living quarters. The car was equipped with modern-day amenities such as flush toilets, hot and cold running water, and electric lights powered by a battery pack. In the mid-20th century, communities in Northern Ontario relied on the railroad for nearly everything, including their dental care. The whistle-stop dentist traveled from small community to small community, providing free dental care to families without easy access to a dental office. The last remaining dental car in North America is located at the Smiths Falls Museum. There was no set schedule for the cars. It would remain in the community as long as it was needed before moving on. In order to move from place to place, the dental car would be coupled onto a freight train, and then it would be dropped off at a siding in the next community. The system allowed the Ontario government to save money as they did not need to separate engine and train crew. Without the extensive cooperation of Canadian National and Canadian Pacific, the dental car program would not have been possible. In addition to moving the dental car, the railways also provided repairs, supplies such as water and heating fuel for the cars at a reduced rate. The first boxcars hit the rails in 1833 when Mohawk and Hudson Railroad realized that the goods they were shipping in open-top gondola cars were getting damaged by the harsh New York State winters. They created the first boxcar by simply covering the gondola design and adding sliding doors. At this time, the boxcar frames were constructed solely of wood, but as different types of goods began being shipped by boxcar, the design was adapted to suit different types of travel. Over the years, the standard boxcar size and construction materials were altered to allow them to carry more cargo. But it's not connected to anything. The 1947 Cadillac Series 75 limousine was converted from road to rail in order to satisfy the travel requirements of perhaps the most famous Canadian Pacific Railway presidents, Norris Buck Crump. This car was identified as M260, one of 300 Cadillac limousines produced for the 1947 model year. It is powered by the original 346cc V8 and is paired with a rare automatic transmission. It is equipped with a jump seat in the rear and was known for seating 7 passengers in comfort. Why wouldn't you just take the train? I guess that was for the commoner. In the age before transport trucks and cargo planes, the railway was the primary mode of transporting goods over long distances. The ability to quickly and easily ship goods across a continent revolutionized trade between Canada and the United States and aided the industrial growth of Smiths Falls. Frost & Wood, established in Smiths Falls in 1839, was the first manufacturer of agricultural equipment in Canada and required a transportation method that was faster, more efficient, and cheaper than shipping through the Rideau Canal. In 1859, Frost & Wood began using freight trains to transport their goods internationally. Frost & Wood's volume of export required a dedicated spur line running from the CP yard directly to the factory along the Rideau Canal. Other businesses, such as the Hershey Chocolate Factory, used freight trains to import produce and ingredients to their Smiths Falls locations. The Hershey Chocolate Factory imported ingredients from all over the United States, including almonds from California and shell peanuts from Georgia. Okay, yeah. So the one in Brockville, and then it would go, right?
I could sit around and wait all day. You lay easy on my mind, like a candle I just burn away. All we really have is time. All we really have is time. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody.
As we wrap up our visit to the Railway Museum of Eastern Ontario, I hope you've enjoyed this little step back in time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video and check out for other content on Kings Highway.